All right, I am live. So this is my first live stream. I'm going to be making some music, sampling some audio from 1922, and I'll explain why. Hold on, let me turn on my speakers. I'll explain why that year is important um, in just a second. So, if you don't know, I make sample based music. And the problem with sampling music is that you run into like copyright issues. So, the reason that I haven't live streamed before or shown more of my kind of process is that it's a little bit risky to show like the stuff you're sampling because you technically don't own the copyright to that and you could wind up getting into some trouble. Um, so I got the idea from my friend Dimitri, aka Demotro from Combo Class, if you watch his YouTube channel, to try and find some public domain music. And I started looking into it, and it turns out it's actually really funny timing because until last year, 2022, there was no music that was fully in the public domain. And they changed the law so that just last year, stuff finally started getting released into the public domain, which is good news for anyone like myself who makes sample based music. Um, so, yeah, I started digging around. And before I jump into actually producing, I want to show you like what the problem with sampling stuff from that era of music is. Um, so I was able to find some old recordings, but they sound like. Here, let me make sure that you'll be able to hear this. There we go. So they sound like this. There's a lot of fuzz and grit to it, but through the magic of modern technology, I was able to kind of remove some of that and get a result that sounds more like this. So this is like the after compared to this. So I was like, yes, all right, we can do this. We can work with this. So yeah, that's what I ended up doing. And then before, just one more note about how I sample stuff. So what I like to do is go in before I start the session or whatever, and cut out all the samples that I'm gonna use, so that I don't have to dig through the song to find the usable parts while I'm trying to produce. And so I put them in a file with these little chunks, which I call dots. And they're all split up and easy to use. And so that's how I kind of like to do it. So without any further ado, I think let's jump in. Let's make some music. All right. Here we go. Let me see. All right. So I'm going to use this public domain sample, pop it in here, and yeah, let's see what we're working with. All right, so we got a lot to work with here. Just kind of poke around until I find something that I like. And I don't know how this is gonna go because this is like some old music, and even with the restored version, it's definitely still sounds a little like, you know, a little old. But yeah, this is a first for me. This is my first stream too. So let's see. The music is cool. They really played their instruments back in those days, you know. Why not? Let's start there. Maybe this can be like the free beat. Maybe one thing that I heard about Jay Dilla and how he used to produce is that he would always have like the snare, put the snare in first, and always put that like right on grid, and then the rest of the stuff he would kind of play in around it. It's not always how I do things, but the snare is always a good part. Now, one thing about the way I'm streaming is you can't hear when I'm scrolling through these samples. You're not going to be able to hear that. But you know, we'll figure that out for future streams. Not really anyone's favorite part of music production, anyways. Sure. All right, let's transpose this down a little. Slow it down a little. Give you another sample here for the end of the loop. I like that chord. That doesn't quite work. My wrist guard here. Modern problems require modern solutions. About further back. Alright, What key are we in? E major. The tuning is going to be tough on these. That sounds pretty out of tune. Sounds like my synth is out of tune, but that's not that's not as likely as this old sample from 1922 being out of tune. This sounds flat, so that means the sample is probably sharp. I'll figure that out later. Boom. Oh yeah, this tuning. Oh man, this is gonna be rough. I like this one better actually. Get a shaker in here. Can't hear these. Okay. Let's shake it up. Wing this a little bit. I feel like probably is a bit swung, really. Take second notes here and this kick needs. I think I Still have the default in there. So quiet. That's a bit heavy. Yeah, this actually is not swung. These should be grid. Kicks too. Alright, this is also just like my first pass at this song, so I think it's helpful in this stage of the process to not feel like you need to make everything super perfect. But that said, I'm going to look for a little bit of a snare that backs a little more. Alright, I like this. Cool. Let's not have the snare come in right away. Alright, or that. Just have nothing, and the hi-hats, and then the snare. Let's put a do that thing where you put like a snare. Alright, we're just gonna leave that as the intro for now. Can like I said, it can remain somewhat bare bones, you know. But now I'm gonna look for another sample to blend in here. What do we got? The nice thing about the way that I arrange these files, this is like 3 different songs all chopped up. So I can just kind of scrub through. And if you don't know how like Ableton works, you can like move the playhead, and so you're basically scanning through all the different samples in here. So you can, without having to like move where it is in the song, you can see like what fits here on the one beat with what's already here. Right? Like that doesn't fit. Oh, well, we don't want it to be -10 necessarily. Like that would fit, for example. I don't know if I actually want that, but actually it's a little, yeah, it's at the main note that you hear is fits, but the chord that's behind it doesn't fit. There's some weird like jazzy chords in these songs, so it's a little deceptive how simple they sound, but then the chords are like a lot weirder than they seem. Alright, that's just a major chord. That doesn't add much. But we did find out that this is +8 semitones. Would make them in the same key. Or -4. Again, that main note sounds like it fits, but no, I like this better when this is down at the um I feel like this is actually the second half of a loop. Like a really subtle version of something like this. Maybe instead of cutting it out. Am I out of tracks? I'm out of tracks. No, I'm not out of tracks. Rearrange them, make a little room. So yeah, something like this. But subtler. Nice. Ooh. Maybe this can come in. Bum, bum, bum. No. Bum, bum. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with that anymore. Hit B. Excellent. Eh. This is another one where you listen closely. That's weird. That might a lot of the times that doesn't really matter in the mix, but in this case I don't know. It already the tuning, I don't know, whatever. It just seems like what about if we throw some saturation on here, will sound fat. Yeah. These are some fragile samples. I feel like you can't do a lot to them. The qualities are great. But they're legal. So can't complain. Yeah, the tuning is very different too. Let's see how's the tuning so far. We're in the key of what? E sharp. I was just wish that I could reach for my other samples. Look at this. I have so many, so many of these that aren't public domain, but it's a secret. Can't tell anybody. I have like 200. I just have one of this, but I'm just starting this out, so I'll have more in time. Maybe I should correct the pitch before I export these. That'd be smart. Thing is, these are all like pretty similar with instrumentation. One of the big reasons I like to sample stuff is because you get a nice blend of weird different textures, all the different instrumentation. So you're not getting quite as much of that variety. Alright, so we got a bass line in. Omnisphere. My favorite. Like the only synth I use. So good. If you're lazy like me or if you're not into sound design, you just want something that sounds good right off the bat. That's what we're like chime is playing. Always a balance at this stage, like you don't want to spend too much time digging around so you lose the thread, but you also don't want to put something in that you're not really vibing with, that make it hard for you to keep making progress. This should. I'll drop right away. Gotta. This. This would be nice for a beat. I'll just record it on this. Like a softer snare. That's a little out. Groove going. I feel like we need another softer kick too. That. Get something a little more vibey. Yeah, we can't have this guy going the whole time. It's a little bit much happening. Try putting a filter on. We need like an omnisphere playing like a high synth part, fast rhythm. I quantize it or do this? What are we on? 16th note. I'm gonna partially quantize it. Not the end. Second half there. 8 maybe. Oops. Then we'll call it. Needs to be electronic. Let's try Diva. Kind of hit or miss, but there's barely any presets that come with it. All like third-party presets, which also come with it, but they're not really well organized. They don't all. for the second half. Not a great patch though. Want something very similar. Different instrument. Roll. Alright, I think that's it. Let's hear what we got, and then we'll export it. And a 1, and a 2, and a... deleting section of the melody. One big part of my process is that you basically don't pass judgment on your tracks right away. I'm not going to come back to this tomorrow and continue working on it or decide to throw it out. I learned this workflow from Mike Monday. If you want to look it up, you can, but it's very helpful. Basically, when you make a demo, you throw it in your folder. Basically, you export a version of it, you save it, and then you don't listen for a while, and you come back ideally about a week later to listen. So yeah, cool. There we go for my first stream, and yeah, thanks for tuning in. This is fun. I think I'm gonna do it again sometime. Get some more public domain samples and have some fun. All right, later.